fans. I'm Amy from the Television Academy Foundation.
Where are you?
I'm right here.
Oh, there. Hi.
Hello. What do you think? Why do you think the Star Trek franchise continues to resonate with fans?
Well, in the silence of something, well, it resonates for the original reason why it resonated, because we were talking about what was then topical issues, sociopolitical content, and we were addressing problems that we were facing back then in the 60s. I think it continues to resonate because people still have those same concerns, because we're still worried about being able to live together and to have a fruitful and joyous experience as human beings in this world, and still looking for that better time. On this particular occasion, at this particular moment in history, we are as beset with problems as we were back in the 60s, when we had the Vietnam War and we had discrimination and segregation and all the things that were the topic of the times. And I think it still resonates with fans because we've expanded our base. I think we were always about stories and relationships and good acting, but now we have to genuflect to some degree to what the culture demands, and it demands a much more visual medium, a much more stimulating and exciting kind of experience. And with CGI, we have accomplished that. We being the Star Trek universe, as well as all the other franchises that deal with those kinds of things. And we brought aboard a lot of folks for that reason. A lot of folks who are excited by the pyrotechnics, by the explosions, by the assault on the senses that modern media provides. That is not to say that we've lost our longtime fans. I mean, Mr. Shatner's presence and the audience reaction ascertains, or certainly speaks to the fact that the popularity of the original Star Trek exists as it did in the old days, but we have now embraced a greater domain, a greater dominion, and that includes folks who are there as if they were seeing Fast and Furious and movies of that nature.
I think it's always been about good storytelling.
Question right here.
Hello. For Mr. Shatner or Mr. Koenig, what would you say Mr. Roddenberry would have to say if he was here in 2018 about the legacy of Star Trek?
Well, the fiction of Star Trek is being carried on in great fashion, but I think what people are looking at is science fiction, and science fiction probes the awe and wonder of the universe. And it's that awe and wonder of stuff that we don't know, mysteries that we can't tell. Bill Nye tries to explain it, but he really can't, because it's all cloaked in dark matter, dark energy. So we look out into the sky and speculate, and that's what Star Trek does, and I think that's the fascination.
Got one for Mr. Shatner. Here's Scott Hoover with People Magazine. Star Trek wasn't just groundbreaking in its content, it was groundbreaking for a lot of television firsts. From the first interracial kiss to the first pilot that was filmed twice over to the cancellation revival, on and on and on and on. During the period that you were making the show, what was the atmosphere like behind the scenes for all of that groundbreaking side of the show? Did you know that it was pushing all these boundaries?
No, we didn't know. We didn't know it was groundbreaking at the time. I personally was involved in science fiction. I loved a lot of science fiction writers that I met when we were doing the show and was in awe and wonder. And they provided many stories for us, which then went into our little writing factory, and we came out as television scripts. But we had stories from great science fiction writers like Asimov, and that was the magic for me.
And then as a follow-up, 52 years ago today, the show first premiered, your version of the show. Do you
Right.
remember what you were doing the night that it first came on television?
Yes. I was on the toilet and I was obviously in front of a television set, and it was chaotic. I had children, young kids scrambling, yelling, and it was hard for me to hear, and I don't like to look at myself anyway. So I have a very vague memory.
Thank you.